How's it going, everybody? Tony here from Kapowcast, bringing you another action figure review. Today, we're taking a look at the Neca Super Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. Real quick before we get started, if it's your first time here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell for notifications so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now, let's take a look at this box. Obviously, we have the VHS, one of the VHS covers for the front of the box. Super Shredder down there at the bottom. We got on the side a product image of Super Shredder, logo and all that jazz on the side. Same thing on this side, but one side has Toka, one side has Razor. We got the logo on the top. Your cast and crew of creators, UPC, all that jazz on the side. And we got a pretty awesome product imaging right here. Really like the layout of how they did this with the big Super Shredder behind the planks of what I would suppose to be the dock that the final scene comes out of, and framed out is another product image, and same thing down here. Pretty fantastic. And that is the end of the box. Nope, I lied. Not only this is probably from one of, well, at least my favorite Turtles movie, but it has my favorite type of packaging. The book opening style box. You got your product image of Shredder, Super Shredder here, and then there is the figure looking all beefed out and glorious. I'm excited for this figure. Let's get him open. And there he is, out of package, the Super Shredder, aka Kevin Nash. And for those wondering, helmet doesn't come off. You can't see Kevin Nash's face under there, even though something tells me he probably would have gave them rights to do a Kevin Nash variant head. This thing is beefy, boy. Oh, he is so beefy. So beefy, in fact, I could use 2 of the Neca platform stands to put on both of his feet. That's how wide his stance can go, and that's not even as far out as it can go. This is a very uncommon thing. Usually it's one of these per figure. This thing's huge, and not to mention it looks amazing. My God, Neca really killed this one again. I don't even know what else to say. I mean, other than just bask in all the glory in which is Super Shredder. He does come with a good deal of assorted accessories. You got his little kind of battle staff here, which pointy end does stand pretty high, taller than he does. He comes with a TGRI. For a while I thought I was going crazy because everything else was TCRI, and I obviously recall it being TGRI because Secret of the Ooze was very much my favorite as a kid. Definitely a different colored green in here, more of a neon green that's going on. I think this container, out of all the containers we've seen in the assorted packs, is my favorite thus far. This is really what kind of screams out of my childhood and obviously brings me the fondest memories. And then he comes with a good deal of assorted hands. Well, this is very odd. This actually comes not with 3 pairs, but yet 2 pairs and then an individual. You have this one grippy hand right here, looking very Freddy Krueger-esque. Veins popping out of the back of the hand, which I do recall, like in the close-up shots of that final battle. You do have another pair of gripping hands, which are a little bit different than the other one. And then you have these sprawled out hands, which are very reminiscent of also that final battle under the dock where he's approaching the turtles and he's like, also very, very Freddy Krueger-esque. Those look great. I love the black wash over top of them too, to kind of just give them that even more grimy look. And that is it for the accessories. Now let's take a closer look at this guy, even though I don't know if most of us need to, because this is stuff of nightmares. Super Shredder always used to scare the living crap out of me when I was a little kid. Just to see the Shredder mutate and then, you know, go mad with power was a very, very frightening thing. Now, one thing I really, really, really want to point out here, and I am not going to do this in post, I'm going to do this right here, right now, is his crazy eyes. If you can really see him here. Those crazy eyes. Look at how crazy they look. Oh my god. Just mad with power. Love that. Oh man, that is so cool. So cool looking. They did such a good job on this. How the paint has the shadows and the highlights. Cape once again cloth with that kind of like gleam to it. The shoulder pads, which holy crap. I always wondered, even as a kid, I couldn't suspend reality that much to the point where I was like, how did his shoulder pads grow more spikes from the mutagen? That just doesn't make any sense. You got the saw blade look on the helmet here, which I always was just a big fan of. When you see him sharpening it in like the shed in the junkyard, I was just like, oh yeah, he means business. You got the closed script hands that come on the figure itself. You got the gauntlets. Holy crap. Those gauntlets look really good articulation. Once again, it's been a theme this year with Neca and their figures. I'm not really getting any severely stuck joints, so that is fantastic. That's a big improvement. I don't know if I'm just getting lucky or, you know, what the deal is. I have a couple problem joints like here and there, but not that bad. These shin guards, though. Wow. Actually, the whole thing from the shin down, man. This looks so good. It's such a detailed sculpt. And it just looks awesome. I don't know if it's just me or I just never paid attention, but I didn't know that he had like the whole ninja shoe thing going on as well. It does have a little bit different of articulation. The head is kind of on a ball joint, but you also get movement in the bottom of the neck here. So that kind of gives you like a secondary point of articulation, which kind of gives it more of like a natural look to the roll around and all that stuff. Arms are a little bit different. They are double jointed at the elbow, but there is no bicep swivel. It just has the turning and the hinge at the shoulder itself, which you don't get obviously much movement out of here, but you know, he's supposed to be a power crazed monster that's lost his mind. You do have this upper diaphragm in the chest area, which that's cool because it's then combined with kind of this waist diaphragm swivel down here at the bottom here. So once again, you kind of get a little bit more options for articulation, make the poses a little bit more natural looking. Your leg joints, obviously it doesn't go out super far. Same thing, it doesn't go back all that far. You do have the double jointed knees, but once again, this is kind of, you know, different. As you can see, you have the double jointed knees, but it's hinged almost like a double jointed bicep or something. So you can get full bend backwards. These also, here's another kind of weird thing. I haven't seen any of this stuff. If you have, you know, let me know down in the comments. But you have a swivel at the knees. I don't think, no. Yeah, so you have a swivel at the knee and then a joint. See how it's kind of like, you know, a common, you know, this would be like the bicep swivel, and then this would be the start of the elbow joint. So it's pretty awesome looking, and the fact that they give us this big chunky action figure and still give us this kind of like range of motion is really awesome and really inventive. You do have hinges on the ankles down here, and then a rocker on the ankle as well. I don't know if I said it, but the hands are obviously, you get rotation and you get hindered obviously by the gauntlets or the forearm shield, or whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call that. But this guy, I'm really excited every time I get NECA TMNT stuff. It's like Christmas, but this guy really, I think he takes the cake currently right now, for me at least, because gosh darn it, if he is not humongous, like he's just, you know what would show this off really well? Let's get the turtles and put him in here for a comparison. Oh yeah, yep, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I was looking for. This guy definitely scales very well with the turtles. Turtles standing about roughly about, I think they're a little under 7 inches. So this guy is basically the perfect height from what you remember from that ending scene under the dock. Get these guys standing next to each other. Even though this shot, I believe, is pretty amazing. But to kind of get them to stand next to Super Shredder to give you a really good idea, I'll put these two in the front here. But yeah, there's the Super Shredder with the first movie Turtles from GameStop. And my God, is this not amazing? This brings me such joy just to see this, and I can't wait to get like Toka and Razor in here and just be awesome. It's gonna be so cool. All right, so let's take a look at some other comparisons. All right, and there is Super Shredder next to one of the Foot Clan from the GameStop releases. And there is Shredder next to his former self, the Shredder from TMNT 1. Wow, he really bulked up. Let me get that diet, yo. All right, so closing thoughts on this. This is definitely, hands down, a home run for NECA. I really liked how they kind of maneuvered and came up with new ways to make these big bulky limbs definitely a little bit more enhanced so that you get a little bit more dynamic posing with him. Hands down best Kevin Nash figure I have seen. But no, really, like this is hands down. If you can get your hands on this and you're a TMNT collector, this is a must-have. This is fantastic. From the paint, from the articulation, as it being a big figure, and it's still very dynamically posable in comparison to other big figures that have come out from other companies and from NECA themselves. This home run, 100%, hands down. Great job, NECA. Fantastic. I can't say anything more. I think this is probably gonna beat out a couple of figures that we've had already this year for like my favorite figure. This is great. It makes me so happy just to see. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe if you feel the need to, and hit that bell for notifications so that you're notified every time that we drop new content here over on the Kapowcast YouTube. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.
Go!